San Diego City Council meeting held on November 4th, 2025 at 5:30. If everyone's here, can I get the approval for the minutes?
So moved.
Hannah?
Second.
Ooh. Paul? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Payment and claims of ACH payments.
So moved to pay.
Sue?
Second.
Kathleen? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. On to new business. 12A, consideration to approve resolution 11.25.01, adopting final assessment for the 7th Street South, 13th Avenue South, and Moulton and Parson Drive improvements, project number 24X.135115.000.
So the attached resolution adopts the final assessment rule for essentially the Ring Road project that we are just wrapping up by the hospital. The final assessment hearing was held at our last city council meeting, which was October 21st, 2025. We heard from the public there were no objectives to the assessment amounts. So this resolution will approve the final assessment roll, and final notices will go out to property owners.
So moved, dispense with reading.
Sue?
Second, dispense with reading.
Hannah? Any other discussion? All in favor, raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 12B, consideration to approve resolution 11.25.02, requesting non-public conveyancy of the hazardous tax forfeited properties.
So this resolution is before the city council this evening. So the tax forfeited law changed effective for 2025, and the county does not need to give the city notice of parcels that are going up for tax forfeiture within our community. So kind of being reactive, I looked at some other statutes, and it appears that in subdivision 7A, it does provide the city to request non-public sale of tax forfeited properties to the city in order to protect public health, safety, and welfare. So the 4 properties that are up for tax forfeiture this year have not had utilities since 2019. They should not be on the market for sale. And I did try to talk to Kelly, and I understand the position that she is in with the county, but I also just want to take some formal action with the city council so that we can get these parcels out of the ever spin of what we've been trying to accomplish here in the city. And it's much easier for the city to own them and be able to take action than trying to fight with a private citizen. So that's what this resolution is requesting. So the property locations are 717 6th Street North, 405 6th Street North, 411 4th Street North, and 315 4th Avenue North. I believe they're kind of by you, Sue.
Yeah, that's my neighborhood.
And
And I'll take 2 of them, so.
so I don't know if this is going to help, but I'm going to try
I'm
anything.
looking
So
forward to it happening. So move, dispense with the reading.
Kathleen?
So moved, dispense with reading.
Paul? Any other discussions?
I'm very
Oh.
excited about this, absolutely.
It feels like we're moving forward on something.
Finally, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had so many of them that have just continued to drop back in that pit, cesspool around, come up, drop back in the pit, cesspool around. Some of them sold for sight unseen numerous times, and it's just been forever. So thank you, Amanda. Let's hope this all flies.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 12C, consideration to approve resolution 11.25.03, authorizing adjustment to cost of living adjustment, COLA, to take effect December 1st, 2025.
So the next 2 resolutions, so 03 and 04 are essentially related to each other. So in this resolution, I'm asking for the staff to receive their COLA increase rather than January 1 to be December 1. And the reasoning for that is because all of our health benefits, our dental, our vision, all of those renew and are effective with the new rates December 1st, not January 1st. This has been requested by the staff. Every year I've been here, and it's not that it's gone on deaf ears, but I haven't really had a good argument to come to council to ask for it to be 30 days prior. With our insurance increasing 18%, and our COLA is set at 3.5, I thought that would maybe lend a hand into the staff in order to cover those increases for December. Also, in talking with Resolution 04, it kind of just dawned on me that we asked for the council to approve the 2026 wage and the 2026 premiums after the first of the year, and they take effect in December 1st. So we're trying to be a little proactive and get everything approved before December 1st. And it also allows our payroll staff sufficient time to be a little bit more efficient with getting everybody updated. It takes a lot of time, so she's doing that before December to get all the rates adjusted for payroll or for health insurance and all our benefits, and then has to go back into the system and do all of that same work also to give the COLA increases. So essentially, we're trying to streamline things and keep things on the same date as to December 1st. So if there's any questions, I definitely would take questions.
If not, can we get a motion?
So moved, dispense with the reading.
Hannah?
Second, dispense with the reading.
Steve, any discussion at all? All in favor, raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 12E, consideration to approve resolution 11.25.05, authorizing the city manager to enter.
Oh, no, we have to do it
Oh,
before.
I scratched D because.
That's what I know, it's through,
sorry.
you're connected.
Yeah, one thing at a time. Consideration to approve resolution 11.25.04, accepting 2026 major medical insurance and 2026 wages scales.
Yes. I will say in the resolution in paragraph 2, I said December 1st, 2026. It's supposed to be 2025. In the remaining part of the resolution, the dates are correct. So I just want to call that out as well. So this is what has been negotiated with the union in 2024 that set our COLA increases for 2025 and 2026. So that's reflected in the wage scales. Our health insurance is by individuals, so I couldn't give that information out. But nothing changed with what the city covers and what the employee covers. So just as a reminder, if that we have an employee that's on employee-only plan, the city covers that premium 100% monthly. If they have an employee plus, which is anybody else on their plan, the city covers 75%, the employee covers 25%. I will say that the deductible is increasing about $450 in 2026. We did not negotiate an increase into the health savings account contribution from the city, so that's staying the same at $2,750 each year. And then for the police officers, their benefits are just a little bit different. The employee only, the city covers 90% and the employee covers 10%. And then for the employee plus, the city covers 70% and the employee covers 30%, but their health savings contribution from the city is $3,000 a year. So that's not changing, but the rates did increase 18% across the organization, unfortunately.
So moved, dispense with the reading.
Steve?
Second, dispense with the reading.
Paul, any other discussion? All in favor, raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. On to 12E, consideration to approve resolution 11.25.05, authorizing the city manager to enter into a marketing agreement with Utility Service Partners Private Label, Inc., DBA Service Lines, Warranties of America.
That's a really long title.
Yeah.
This has actually been requested by several citizens. So I did take a meeting and we looked into the program. So this is something that's sponsored by the National League of Cities. It is a service line warranty program that essentially the city is offering, but the city doesn't actually have to do anything. The organization that sponsors this will send out periodic letters, I believe it's like once a quarter, to our residents, offering service line warranty protection. It's a la carte, so citizens can enroll in a water line service, a sewer line service, or in-home plumbing, which at this point I wish I had. The monthly rate is relatively inexpensive. It's unlimited coverage. It's as many times as you can call, it's unlimited. Per call, it caps out at $8,500 per call for the water and sewer lines, and it caps out at $3,000 for in-home plumbing. And a royalty does go to the city at 10%, so we could make a little bit of revenue off of offering this, but essentially the agreement is approving the fact that the Service Line Warranties of America can send out a mailer to our residents offering this warranty program.
Is this?
Yes.
Okay. So I have had an individual in the community that had this service come to them. They said that many other communities have this offering that saved a pretty penny for the individual, the homeowner. So, I mean, I think it's another great tool in our city's pocket to be able to offer something like this to our citizens here. I mean, we all know how times are a little bit tougher and things cost a lot more now, so if we can do something to kind of help protect that for them, whether they have insurance or not, I mean, I think this is definitely a way to kind of help with that padding there.
So this will cover the line from the connection to the homeowner, which we don't cover. So if there's any type of issue, the homeowner is having to cover that themselves.
Would this be like for businesses also? Like we've had on Main Street, I'm wondering?
I think it's for homeowners,
Just
so
for
I don't think it's for
Okay.
business. I can look
Okay.
into that and ask for sure. But in the conversation, everything was about homeownership, so.
That's what the agreement says.
Yep.
Yeah.
Residential.
Residential, yep.
So there are surrounding communities? that
Lake
wouldn't know?
Crystal.
Lake Crystal's
Yes.
one of them, yeah.
And so it's the same thing with them, with their city, they get the 10% of the
Yep.
premiums?
Yep.
When I lived in Granite Falls, they also had this. It came, and I would say as a resident, I got it 3-4 times a year. We never enrolled, but it was nice. It's a nice to have.
It's the,
And there's been a very positive response from
Yes.
the people you've talked to.
yeah,
And they're legit. It almost
Yeah.
seems like it's
Well,
too
it's
good to be
so
true.
very reasonable.
It's
Yeah.
sponsored by the
Legit.
National League of Cities also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And I also just want to say that individuals who are in good standing with their taxes and with their utility bill, if they do come on hardship with, a sewer line or a water line, taking down a diseased tree, we have allowed them to give the bill to the city, we pay it, and then we do assess it on the property taxes. So that's also another tool that we have as well.
Yeah, I think this is, from what I was understanding with the individual that talked to me, it's kind of a way to kind of reassure that the individual doing this service is going to get paid, instead of coming and doing it and then not getting paid and getting stiffed by somebody or saying they can't afford to pay for what they just did. Any discussions? Can I get a motion? No?
So moved, dispense with reading.
Hannah?
Second, dispense with reading.
Sue? Any discussion? All in favor, raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 12F, consideration to approve resolution 11.25.06, amending joint resolution and orderly annexation between St. James Township and the city of St. James, Watonwan County, Minnesota pursuant to MN statute 414.0325, sub 1. Brianna.
Yes, good afternoon. I just wanted to start with some background and kind of explain the procedure underneath the orderly annexation agreement. So the orderly annexation agreement, or we occasionally refer to it as OAA, was entered in with the city of St. James and the St. James Township in 1989. And all of the parcels that are included in the resolution today are included in that annexation area that was agreed to in that OAA with the township. And so city staff, we reviewed these parcels as part of that 12th Avenue South Highway expansion project. One of the parcels is actually going to be included in our plat for that project. So we reviewed the area for annexation when we realized we needed to annex in that parcel. Based on that review, we had determined that the parcels were either urban in character or are going to become urban in character. Now, under the OAA, the city has the sole authority to make that determination of what urban in character means. So for our purposes, we've defined urban in character to mean properties that receive or will receive city utilities and are adjacent or will be adjacent to a city street. So the township reviewed and approved the joint resolution to annex these 4 properties. So there are 4 properties in today's resolution. They did approve that at their October 21st meeting. We did supply them with a similar resolution at their September meeting, but we had identified 2 additional properties that are actually currently receiving city utilities near the development area, and it was determined to include them within the resolution. Staff, we did publish a public notice in the newspaper on October 23rd describing the annexation area. Some property owners did raise a concern that that notice was unclear. We provided letters to all of the affected owners and offered individual meetings that were conducted to answer questions and receive input. All of these steps did occur before today's meeting, today's city council meeting. The joint resolution before you today, it covers 4 parcels or 4 properties. The whole area totals about 21 acres. 3 of the properties that are proposed for annexation, it's because they already receive city utilities, and one of the properties is proposed is because they are becoming urban in nature as part of that 12th Avenue South expansion project. All 4 of the parcels are identified in the city's 2023 land use plan as areas of annexation or growth areas. This process follows all of the same steps and resolution formats that has been used successfully in the past, and it meets all state statute requirements. I can take any questions or any concerns from the council.
So if it were my property, how would I be affected tax-wise? Township taxes versus city taxes on a different percentage? How is that?
Sure. We don't calculate the valuation or the taxes. The annexation is often necessary to match city services with your tax value.
I will say that townships are not funded through taxes for purposes of providing water and sewer. So when a parcel's well goes out or septic goes out, they can have the choice essentially to either hook onto the city nearby and get annexed in or purchase a new septic or a new well. So essentially, the township isn't designed to provide those services. A city is designed. And so that's what makes it urban in nature. That answers the question.
I mean, I got a couple of calls expressing some consternation about the idea of this annexation. I looked through everything. I read that statute, and I mean, I'm not going to speak for the city attorney, but it looked like everything is according to statute, according to that. I read the old agreement. So, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I guess I'm satisfied. The one parcel where you said it's becoming urban in nature, can you talk about that some more? Why is that?
Sure. So our 12th Avenue South Highway expansion project that's scheduled for next year, there's actually a 12th Avenue South that's across that property, and in order to connect the street, we would have to connect it through this property. We consider that phase 2 of 12th Avenue South to be within our short-term planning, which we view as 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Any other discussions? If not, can we get a motion, or
So moved, dispense with the reading.
Hannah,
Second, dispense with the reading.
Paul? Any other discussion? All in favor, raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. On to 12G, consideration to accept agenda request. Bob Rennie.
Yeah,
Oh,
motion to accept.
can I get a motion to accept?
So moved.
Hannah,
Second.
Sue, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Bob?
All right, I'm here to talk about the Deer population in town that's getting overrun. And I want to thank Chris for starting the process already. He's contacted DNR, he's contacted homeowners, so he's gotten the ball rolling. And I don't know how much he's informed all the council members, but I mean, I live north of the high school, and I'm here to represent not only me, but everybody in my neighborhood. And I know, Paul, I'm sure you get deer like crazy too. And I mean, I like deer, not against them, but they don't belong in the city of St. James proper, you know. I've had up to 13 deer in my backyard at one time. I mean, that's unacceptable. So we just need to do something. You know, I don't know, like say Chris has started. I know other towns have had deer hunts and they've, you know, bow and arrow hunts, whatever, and they've been able to take some extra deer. And I guess I would like the council to maybe, rather than just Chris, maybe somebody else get involved or ask some property owners and DNR if we can get this going forward. Because every time I mow, I got to go out and clean up after deer. I mean, it's like having 13 dogs in my yard. I mean, it's horrible. And I water my yard, so I got a soft yard. Well, you know what deer hoofs do to a yard? I got holes all over. I mean, it's my neighbor, Steve Lanou, who lives right behind me, he's got deer sleeping in his backyard. The only way he can get rid of them is he turns his lights on, his porch lights on, has them on all night. Well, then it seems like deer stay away. But I mean, he shouldn't have to do that either. You know, it's just, and I know Jim Polson down the way from me to the east, he's got a problem. He's mentioned it to me. So I guess I'm just here to see if you guys can help out somehow or get more involved and help Chris out and find some solution to this problem.
I just have a question. Do you think there's a problem with homeowner or property owners like feeding deer? Do you think that's part of the problem where we could put out some
I have not
communication?
seen it, you know, 'cause I'm not driving around, but
Yeah.
I have no idea why the deer would be coming into town. And, you know, they chew on my bushes.
Yeah.
They chew on other people's bushes. You know, I sprayed deer repellent on it. That helps, you know, but I'm sure they're coming into town for the feeders and I have no idea if people put corn out. I haven't seen it, not that I'm driving around people's backyards, so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a hunter. I don't know, so I don't really know. Are you proposing like with a shotgun, a bow?
No,
It'd just be like a city
bow and
hunt.
arrow.
It'd be
Unless,
like,
Bow and arrow,
it'd be like New Ulm, or yeah, New Ulm does their big city hunt with archery.
So
You
you
have to
just-
go through, which now we've got a beautiful archery
Beautiful
range.
archery range.
Sorry, but they utilize their archery range and they do a hunt, they do a shoot. You have to hit a certain percentage of the target in a very small area to qualify to even be able to get a ticket to be drawn.
Okay.
I
So, mean,
have a
many-
question.
Yep.
So so we have deer in backyards and whatnot. Are we going to allow people to go in and shoot in your
Well,
backyard?
that's my
No,
question.
no,
Like, are we allowing
No,
people to
that's
walk
not what I'm
on Main
asking.
Street?
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be on the edge of town, like Meadowlark Prairie, or I know Scott's got some land out there by
Well,
that
they're
area.
all- they're all along the
And maybe the
railroad.
100-acre slough area, or, you know, it's,
Yeah.
I'm sure the DNR has to come in and assess all that
Yeah.
and make some determination.
They would.
no,
yeah.
I'm not asking for somebody to come and
They
shoot a
would
deer
make
in my
the judgment
backyard,
on
no.
that.
What's that?
They would make the judgment on
Because
that.
that's, you know, like that,
I mean, that
I
could be.
can't figure out how you're going to get rid of them. We have them all along the railroad tracks,
Yep.
you know, and whatever, and you can't shoot anything in the populated area. So what's the next step?
I mean,
know, so-
if you shoot them out before they come into town, try to reduce the herd that's coming into town, that's what I'm asking, if we can maybe
So-
do.
And the
We were working in Memorial Park today. The most beautiful buck ran through Memorial Park, right along the softball
Did you get a
fence. And we're all standing there in such shock that we couldn't take a picture of it because it was like gone, you know, but, it was beautiful. It was,
So-
somebody hunter would really love that one.
Yeah, it looked nice above my mantle. So the big thing, like I've thought about Meadowlark Prairie also. I just know that one was a struggle because we tried to do a controlled archery range out there, and that was put to a strong kibosh right away. And the surrounding areas are hunted, I found out, by other people. I've asked Roadways, Mr. Westman, if I could hunt that, and he said his nephew goes there. I said, respectful, I can respect that. And then other ones are Keeblers, Beckuses have the stuff. We won't be able to hunt on the gun range area, right? I think it's the gun range area, the gun club area. That's a state land there that they won't allow that either. So Swanson's do some hunting in their CRP. I know that. I think it's for pheasants. Ceases hunt deer in theirs. So we do have people around the area that are trying to do it, and they're hunters and they want to grow their deer, so they're like, no, you can't hunt my property, but.
You know, the thing is, sorry to
It's tough.
interrupt.
No,
but,
go ahead.
You know, if we do the hunt, you know, they usually do does only, or a lot of places, you know, because you want to get rid of the doe population so they don't keep reproducing, so. So those people that hunt, they're still, the big bucks are still going to be there.
Right. Good point.
Yeah, the thing I was wondering is if there was a way, and I'll have to reach out to the DNR, and I'm sure it's not going to change this at all, but to see if we were allowed to do a bonus tag, or if the city would be able to allow a bonus tag in a certain vicinity around our city to allow where they could go purchase another doe tag for $5, $10, and maybe those hunters on that property would be willing to go out and get one. And the other thing I was thinking about is if it was something that we could do in our community, this is far-fetched, I'm sorry, it's going off, but if that was a thing, maybe those hunters don't want that much deer meat, maybe that's something that we could donate back to our community, and our community could donate that to like a food shelf or somewhere else. But those are just
You know,
my young, wild mind ideas.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea if the DNR would ever bring in anybody to reduce the herd. I don't know. I've heard of that in places where they themselves will reduce the herd, so I don't know if that's a possibility also.
Bob, have you talked to any property owners around St. James about their willingness to maybe open their?
I have not talked to
haven't?
anybody,
Okay.
though.
I
I know, I talked to Chris earlier, and
Yeah.
he said he had contacted some people, and I know they're coming from the east, from that
Yeah.
area, so.
No, I mean, I've heard the concern outside of you in this room too. So I don't know with kind of the limited space, and I just know hunters are very protective over their own land. That I don't know if they would allow the public to come in. So I think that we just need some more, to do some more
Yeah.
asking, research,
That
digging.
extra doe tag sounds very interesting to me. I mean, I don't know anything about hunting, and I think deer are gorgeous, but they don't eat at my yard.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a worthy discussion to look into, to find out, can it happen and how can it happen? I know that, that they love bushes and shrubs and flowers and,
They love the railroad tracks to CFS and
Yes.
eat the corn from the load
Yeah.
out.
and then I know my grandson had a garden over by the school. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was deer prints there every time I went to weed with him. They
You know,
had
I
a
have
great
no
time
doubt
eating.
too. I mean, I like deer, they're pretty and
Yeah,
stuff, but when
yeah.
they start wrecking your yard, it's
Yeah.
not pretty anymore.
Sure,
Hunting
sure.
season or during the hunting
I think it's during.
I think we should pursue something by
But
bringing
they have
DNR
that big,
into it.
they have the big park. They've got their big state park where they do the hunt.
Oh,
So it's a little bit
different.
different than our,
Well, I mean, I think we can do our due diligence and try to figure out if there is a solution, ask some property owners.
and I'll reach
I-
out to the DNR and see about if they have some kind of process where they could come in and maybe try to help thin that out. I mean,
Yeah, some ideas maybe.
definitely not gonna make the best of friends with hunters around St. James, but we'll do our best to
Okay.
get that squared away.
All right, I appreciate it, and like I say, any help you can
Yeah.
give us would be great, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes, thank you, Bob. All right, so that's all we gotta do there. Reports of boards. Sue,
Started decorating Memorial Park.
my wife
They're looking
sent me
for
pictures.
They're looking for volunteers tomorrow.
Well, we're actually just about done, except we have to check with Chad if we can run cords yet. That's what we have left.
Give us a little bit more time for mulch leaves yet, so.
Okay, so we can.
Kathleen,
Nothing, thank you.
Mike,
No, thanks.
Amanda?
I do not have anything.
I'll bring up, I met with a few of the sixth grade class today about writing their essay for Mayor for a Day. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I'm excited, but I'm not tech savvy, so I went into the classroom and spoke with them face to face and told them about a little bit what I do and just the different jobs and roles that our city deals with. I mean, told them that if you really want the big say, you've got to be a council member. So the mayor just takes all the punches.
Wait a minute. Equal opportunity.
Equal, yes, yes, you are, 100%, 100%. I did tell them, I said, I hope you guys understand, I said, because a lot of them looked at me and said, there's no way that I'm the mayor, because I'm too young. I said, well, thank you. Kind of covered up my bald spot. And then I said, well, I said, imagine being sixth graders going up to 12th graders and trying to tell them to stop maybe bullying people or be a little more cordial, or hey, maybe we should go about this a different way. And they all looked at me and said, I'll never talk to a 12th grader. I said, well, I said, that's how I feel sometimes. I said, I get pretty nervous and scared. So they're like, well, it's going to be, like I said, it's just going to be very interesting to see what they write about and what they feel that as police, street department, water, sewer, fire, ambulance, where, that's kind of the guidelines we gave them to where, what group they would pick to better our community and how they would do it.
Will you bring the person who is chosen
So,
here?
Yes.
And let them sit alongside you for a meeting?
100%. That's what we were talking about, is we would all go through, I believe the council will also have the opportunity to read all these essays, and we'll pick a winner. And then the winner of that would have the opportunity with their parents and themselves to come, I think the parents will sit out there, but the child would have an individual, come sit next to me and kind of help run that city
Great
council meeting
idea.
for the day. And then we talked about maybe picking 5 to 10 winners total to put that into the LMC as the contest winners. We'd pick more than just one to send off into that group to have them maybe win it bigger in the state of Minnesota.
Maybe those other 5 could sit up here too.
Yeah, sit with a council member.
Showing that, there's.
They could be council people for.
Yeah,
There
they
you
could be a
go.
council.
I will say that we have offered for the individuals to come to a council meeting.
Yes.
I think this is the third year we've done it. The first year, we did have somebody come. Last year, the parents weren't comfortable with it, which we also have to respect. So, it's always offered. We want to do.
Good,
we
the
want
parents could come and be here, and
Yeah.
then
Yep.
any of the other 5 can come up here. And maybe if 1 or 2 come, the other 3 would come in. It's
Yeah.
a whole group deal.
That's all I had,
It's a
sorry.
great program.
Chris?
All right, I have the movie for this weekend, November 7th through the 9th. It's Pets on a Train. It's rated PG. It is about a thrilling animated movie where a crafty raccoon and a loyal police dog race to stop a high-tech train robbery and rescue captive animals. The movie starts on Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 4, and all tickets are $5.
Paul?
No.
Hannah?
No.
Steve?
Nope.
Department heads? Brianna?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know about the Lunch and Learn this month. It's November 13th. It's about financial resources for businesses. Region 9, myself, and then Pioneer Bank will be here at City Hall November 13th at noon. Lunch is provided. And then just a forewarning, the Lunch and Learn in December is on paid leave for businesses. And so it'll be a live presentation to discuss regulations on paid leave.
Do you have a date for that one?
December 3rd, noon. Haven't gotten the information out yet, so no sign-up sheet yet, but yes.
Can you send information out to the businesses through something?
We do it through the newsletter, Facebook, and then I personally actually go around and talk to all the business owners.
Thank you.
Or not all, most, some, a handful.
Whoever's open.
That decreased. All right. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Hannah?
Second.
Steve? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned at 6:03. Thank you.